Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another Bible Talk episode of Shepherd's Pie. David.
And I'm Tommy.
We're coming back at Genesis chapter 46. We left off, we finished up 45. Freaking great story going on right here. Like, I hate to leave off in the middle of it because I wish we could have just rounded off Joseph's whole story in one episode. One of my favorite stories. I've yet to see where he's actually like upset me like everybody else has at one point or another done something where I'm like, you're kind of shitty. But it's like Joseph is so freaking cool, and it seems to really like show in how blessed he really is, to the fact that like his blessings essentially care for an entire nation who then cares for other nations, like Egypt then providing grain for other nations. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like just so blessed.
The only thing I could even think of with Jacob that would, or Joseph, that would be, yeah.
I don't know if I was saying Joseph or Jacob.
No, you did it right. You did it right. But the only thing I could even think of that would be anything bad would be the fact that he didn't tell his brothers.
Yeah, he was fucking with his
brothers. But even then, his brothers sold him. Right. They hated him and they treated him poorly. So I mean, if at the end of the day, if all he did was kind of fib to them, but he gave them money too.
Yeah, he just messed with them. And
then like feeds them. Yeah, like he literally, even through the quote unquote shitty thing that he could have done, it wasn't.
Right.
It's like he's actually doing the probably the nicest way to mess with people who literally sold you. They wanted to kill you.
Yeah, he loved his brothers. And he saw it as a blessing. He's like, listen, I would not be here where I am today. Like all the things that have happened to me and I've been so blessed would not have happened if you didn't sell me into slavery. And really, it wasn't your doing. It was God's doing. Like God brought me to where I am here today. So don't blame yourselves. Don't hate yourselves. Like it's all a blessing. And that's the kind of way I try to live with that like pure joy thing that I've talked about before. Just like whenever anything's shitty, just consider it pure joy. Like it's going to get you to where you're meant to be. And as long as you're following God, that'll be a good place. So
yeah, he's definitely got like an elevation about him when it comes to all of it. He stands above it all. He doesn't. A lot of people get taken over by the immediate things in front of them, but he has like an elevation with God. Like he sits closer with God,
right? And
so he kind of sees things at a different level than most people around him do, and it's huge strength in his corner.
Yeah, he's like, can not only God translate dreams, tell me. Like, that's how close he is with God. He's like, only God can do it, so you better tell me. I'm that tight. But I guess
freaking awesome.
Just to give a brief summary, I know we just kind of talked about all of it, but Joseph was sold off into Egyptian slavery. Well, I think it was Mezonite. I forget the people who actually he was sold into slavery to. They sold him to Egypt. In Egypt, as a slave, he was like promoted to head of his slaves. Like he ran the slavery essentially, and then he was like master. No. He was, as a slave, he was master of or head of his master's house. He took care of all of his master's estate to the point where the master's wife wanted to sleep with Joseph, and Joseph wouldn't give it up. So the wife got him in trouble, got him in prison, and then in prison he was head of all the prisoners. And while there, he translated a few dreams, and for the Pharaoh, one of the dreams, or one of the men whose dreams he translated, ended up being, well, both of them were like head one was a baker, one was a
Head
guard,
baker and had another B. It was
chef.
2 B's. Or chef, yeah. There
Yeah,
we go.
head chef, head baker, something like that. I don't think it was both food. Now I want to say like head servant or something. We forget. One of them died. He was less important. He got killed. His dream translation didn't pan out for him. The other one ended up surviving, being close to the Pharaoh enough to, when the Pharaoh needed a dream translated, he finally remembered Joseph and recommended Joseph to the Pharaoh. So Joseph had an inn, translated the Pharaoh's dream, and Pharaoh promoted him up to second only to himself. So
Yep.
Joseph is in charge of Egypt. He's the highest in command other than the Pharaoh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
From humble beginnings.
Yeah. So then that's where the brothers come in, because the famine hits. That's what that's what Pharaoh's dreams were, was he was dreaming about a coming famine in 7 years. And they had 7 years to prepare because of Joseph's translation. So they got ready for it where nobody else was able to. They had stores of grain. So when all these nations were experiencing extreme famine, everybody's coming to Egypt with their gold, their textiles, whatever they got to trade, and Egypt is getting rich. And then Joseph's brothers are sent by Jacob to come get food, and then that's when Joseph's little prank ensues. But it's all good. So they tell Jacob that Joseph is alive and that he wants them to come to Egypt to live outside in the land surrounding. So they decide that's what they're going to do, and that's where we left off. So Tom is going to pick us up, chapter 46.
Genesis, chapter 46. And Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices unto the God of his father Isaac. And God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father, and their little ones, and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seeds brought he with him into Egypt. And these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt.
You always get stuck with it.
It's okay. It's okay. Jacob and his sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn. And the sons of Reuben, Hanak and Phalu and Hezron and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon, Jemuel and Jamin and Ohad and Jachin and Zohar and Shaul, and the sons of Canaanitish woman, and the sons of a Canaanitish.
Canaanitish.
It's
She's a
Canaanitish.
She's a Canaanite.
Yeah, it's all jumble, you know. I told you what I'm gonna do, guys. From now on, is I'm leaning heavy into whatever I say. That's what it is. Yes, I'm leaning into it. I'm going to say it all with confidence. I'm no longer going to fumble for the pronunciation.
It's going to drive me nuts, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And the sons of Levi, Gershon and Kohath and Merari. And the sons of Judah, and Onan and Shelah and Pharez and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar, Tola, and Fuva. See, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just said Fuva. and Job, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered, and Elon, no Musk, and Jehiel. These be the sons of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob in Padanaram, with his daughter Dinah, and all the souls of his sons, and his daughters were 30 and 3. There's
Dang.
33. And the
Dang.
sons of Gad. What?
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
first of all, that's important because we know the sons of Jacob. They've been mentioned many times, but now we know all the sons of Jacob, and for them to equal 33 is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what a coincidence that number is gonna pop up there. But this
33 is like the master number.
This
It's affiliated with a lot of things.
Right. This is the beginning of the Hebrew nation, the nation of Israel within Egypt. There's going to be like a little time skip here once Joseph's story is done. And over 400 years, this family of 33 essentially becomes the whole nation of Israel that then has to exodus from Egypt. And it's thousands.
Yep.
But yeah, you can go on.
And the sons of Gad, Ziphion, and Hagi, and Shuni, and Esbon, Eri, and Eridai, and Ereli. And the sons of Asher, Jimna, and Ishua, and Isui, and Beria, and Sarah, and their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Heber, and Malkiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bare unto Jacob, even 16 souls. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife,
49.
Joseph and Benjamin. Yep. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On, bare unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela and Besher and Ashbel, Gera and Naaman, Ahi and Rosh, Mupim and Hupim and Ard. It's like
Hoopum and Hoopum.
It's like there's that whole thing.
Hoopum,
Like,
I don't even know him.
Yeah, right. It's just like there's so many weird linguistic like the syllables are all different. Some of them are insanely long, some of them are very short. There's no like standardized version for names back then. It's like you're either on or you're Naman or you're Mupum.
Yeah, you got Potipharah and Ard.
Yeah, dude.
Dan and Nepathath.
Yeah.
Naphtali.
These are the sons of Rachel, which were born to Jacob. All the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan,
53.
Hushim. And the sons of Naphtali, Jaziel, and Guni, and Jezer, and Shillem. These are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel, his daughter, and she bare these unto Jacob. All the souls were 17.
I forget what I said.
Got that one yet?
Nope, I forget what I said. I lost. Was I at 53?
Yes,
17
you were.
It's going to be 70.
70, there we go. All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66.
So that's everybody. That's everybody that's not family.
Yeah, that's 66.
Okay, so you could include them. You're at 136.
And the sons of Joseph which were born him in Egypt were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70, so 70. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph to direct his face unto Goshen. And they
Yes, my
came
math was
into the
off.
land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel, his father, to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive.
He's just so
And
happy.
Joseph said, Yeah. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh, and say unto him, my brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade hath been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you and say, What is your occupation? That ye shall say, Thy servant's trade hath been about cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. So apparently the Egyptians don't like shepherds.
It says loathsome.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. They're seen as lessers.
Yeah. It must be nice to be Egyptian and super rich to where you don't have to worry about being a shepherd, but these are the tribes of Israel, so they're that to them being a shepherd is literally like the highest like
Because really, that's
position.
like all we ought to be.
Yeah.
We should just
literally
be shepherds on the land. We shouldn't be doing all this other crazy nonsense.
Genesis chapter 47.
And it's like your flock keeps you in check, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what it does is it keeps you tied to the processes of like base life. Like base life, the life that God gave humans. Like you are tied to the land inextricably. You have to make sure that there is grass for your cattle. You have to rotate them. You have to make sure they don't get sick. And you're also like you can't expand beyond what you have in children or family or as a tribe. So it makes you like closer as people, like as a tribe, because you have to be in order to make this all work.
Yeah. But you
And
spread
then
out.
you can only get to a certain, yeah, exactly. You can only get to a certain size
Yeah.
before you have to move your families away from each
And
other.
essentially start over again.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a beautiful cycle when it comes to this shepherding and herdsman type tribal life that they were living. It feels really natural. It feels really like tied in with the Lord. It just does. All right, chapter 47. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, My father and my brethren and their flock and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan. And behold, they are in the lands of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, What is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, Thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. And they said moreover unto Pharaoh, For to sojourn in the land that we are come, for thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore, we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, Thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, How old art thou? And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, The days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers, in the days of their pilgrimage. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh, and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren, and gave them possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren, and all his father's household, with bread according to their families. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give for your cattle, if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for their asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When the year was ended, they came unto him in the second year, and said unto him, We will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And give us seed, that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. And Joseph bought all of the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. For the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities, from one end of the borders of Egypt, even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priests had a portion assigned to them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them, wherefore they sold not their lands. Then Joseph said unto the people, Behold, I have bought you this day and your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give a fifth part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your households, and for food for your little ones. And they said, Thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt unto this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh's. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years. Holy moly. And the time drew nigh that Israel must die. And he called his son Joseph, and said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray thee, in Egypt, but I will lie with my fathers, and thou shalt carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as thou hast said. And he said, swear unto me. And he sware unto him. And Israel bowed himself upon the bed's head.
Bro, that is crazy. So the famine
What?
went on for so long that money didn't matter anymore. They
Yep.
couldn't.
They had to start selling themselves to slavery.
Yeah, they couldn't buy food with their money. Nobody cared about money. It's like all anybody needed was food. So if you couldn't deal in food, you couldn't deal. So they had to deal in their cattle at first. So first Joseph gets everybody's cattle. And then once he's got everybody's cattle, next year they're like, now we got no cattle and no food. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Like,
Yep.
just buy us.
Sell ourselves.
We're willing to just be yours if you'll keep fucking feeding us. So he bought them all and kicked them out of the cities. He kicked everybody that was in the city out of the city and said, here's seed, here's your food, go grow it. And whatever you grow, you got to give us. It said fifth part for Pharaoh and fourth part for yourself.
Yes.
So it's like,
out of nine
Yeah.
pieces, it's a over majority goes to Pharaoh.
yeah, it's like 65, 67%, something like that.
Yeah, right around there. Yeah, it's that was rough for
Or no,
them.
maybe like
I mean,
60%. Sorry.
everybody, like, imagine the land, like you have like so much plenty before this famine. It was exceedingly plenty. It was
Yeah,
an
you're right.
overproduction.
You're right on the
And
Nile, in that little sweet spot of the Middle
yeah,
East.
and it was like beautiful and plenty. There was so much food. They had so much food. The land had to have been lush. And then just for almost a decade, if not more, it's just totally desolate, and it turns into desert pretty much. They can't get nothing to happen. All they have are these storehouses throughout all the land of Egypt with all the grain that they grew from the land from the time of plenty.
Right.
And then that starts running low, and some of those warehouses start freaking falling out and not having food. And it's like whoever saved the most food, whoever didn't eat the most, and they were able to just save the most food, they were just gonna end up on top. And
Pretty much.
the
And if you
freaking
couldn't grow your own food at that point, you're dead, because there's nobody
Yep,
else
you're
that's
dead.
gonna feed you. Pharaoh can't give you nothing else.
I could only imagine that like growing your food then had to have been like a very kind of stressful thing.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
have to like watch your plants all the time. And you could only probably get a handful of them to grow.
But what a way to
And
get everybody out of
wow.
the cities, man.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of think about something like this. I was thinking of this during the reading. I'm like, what a control mechanism
Yeah.
is food.
That right there
And
is what kind of got me to not like Joseph. There it is. This like just amount of control he exerted over everybody. And I'm sure like, yeah, he saved a lot of people actually. He really
yeah,
probably did save a ton of people. But it
yeah.
seems like in a way where and it's not even for himself, it's for Pharaoh. So I can't even be like, oh, he like bought the whole nation, bought up all of Egypt, because it's not even for himself. He bought it all for Pharaoh. So I guess I don't
There's this
think it's like a bad thing.
transactional thing that happens. Like instead of it being for the good of people, it's this transactional and almost like lawyer type esque thing going on, where we have all of this stuff, so you got to trade us for the stuff. And it's like, yes, economics 101. But then it gets down to the point where you don't have the shekels to give because it doesn't matter. And then you end up having to sell yourself. It's like this whole this if you can orchestrate a famine and you have a storehouse of the thing that people need, you become the pharaoh.
Which is what's happening because there's no farmers
Yes.
anymore. Who do you know that farms? Where are you going to go get your
Yeah,
food when the grocery stores are empty? You know?
dude. That
That's
is like I was actually talking about this yesterday at a birthday party. Um where I was talking to a woman and she was saying that her family, they were all like farmers and that kind of breeds like a different type of person and that she believes that everybody should have to serve like 1 year as a kid doing farm work
yeah,
because it builds a person. And I was like, yeah, I mean, my family, I came from farmers too. Like my parents were like kind of the end of that farming generation, but they all participated in like the end of that farming like culture. But
right.
then my grandparents, they were in the thick of it. They grew up fully in it, and then their parents, holy moly, they were owning the farms. They were doing all of the farming, and then before them, it was the same thing. And I've heard the statistics where it's like back in our grandparents' time, it was like 70% of all families in the United States were farming families.
Right.
70%.
Yeah, man. And
That
just every
is
year
a
you see more
lot.
and more farms getting sold off, getting turned
Yes.
into solar panel farms, windmill farms,
Today, it is 5% or less of
apartment
families
complexes.
are farming families.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5%. So but we have more people. There's more demand.
Yeah.
So it may not be families that are owning the farms. It's these corporations and
Bill
they are
Gates.
hoarding it right now. Like this is kind of the situation, right? We're in a Egypt famine type situation that's shaping
No.
up right now as a society where they have the plenty, they
But
have the
we're
all of the
not.
hoard, and it's at any time if they were to orchestrate some type of conditions, then they would be the only ones at the helm of it, and then everybody would have to be going to them for and selling themselves for food so that they don't die.
Yeah, we'd be in a similar situation if they orchestrated a famine. Or,
A
or,
hundred
or, if,
percent.
or if a famine hit, maybe they have ideas of a famine coming.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's a crazy
they
thing.
got the store of the food for sure. They've got the control over the food.
Genesis chapter 48. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim.
You're good.
Wait, did
What?
I already read this? No, no,
No.
this is new. This is new. Okay. So Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told, why is one hyphenated? Or not hyphenated, but italicized or whatever. Does it say in your book?
Yeah. It doesn't.
I want to know.
It doesn't say why it is, but I couldn't tell you either.
Huh.
It says that
And,
one told Joseph, "Behold, thy father is sick." So maybe I don't know.
yeah, it's weird. And one told Jacob, and said, behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Israel strengthened himself and sat up in the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me at the Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, behold, I will make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And thy issue, which thou begettest after them, shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. And as for me, when I came from Paddan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephrath. And I buried her there in the way of Ephrath. The same is Bethlehem. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons, and said, Who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, They are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see. And he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them, and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath shown me also thy seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand, and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph, and said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused, and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he sent Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow. Badass. Truly.
Yeah. So, just look at how important it is to... It always seems to be important to these guys that they get to meet their grandchildren.
Yes.
Like they feel so blessed to have these lineages. Like it's the greatest thing that anybody could ever have is to just have children and have your children have children and get to meet those people that all come from you. Like I saw a collection of like this old man with just all of his kids and then all of his grandkids, and it's like 50, 70, like it was a ton of people. And he's like, I did all this. Like you've all seen the meme where the old man stands up at the wedding and he's like, all of this happened because I got laid, and then drops the mic. Like that's a thing, you know, like you have a good fame, you create a whole thing, and it's amazing. It's such a blessing to be able to produce a whole family, a whole clan of people, a whole happening. Like it's powerful, it's real, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's God given.
1,000%. I think that's kind of the point of it all, truly. It is. And that legacy, being able to see something like that, from what I could imagine, it has got to be probably the most fulfilling thing. That's when you can actually die and die like fulfilled and
Right.
ready.
Right.
You're ready and like you've earned it. You've earned it fully. You feel ready to go. You know that your generations are working. You know that it's something that is going to last and prevail, because it got to this point. It got to the point where your sons, your direct lineage has expanded and they're growing now. So it's like such a proof and such a validation, among many other things, satisfying be another one, that you can die a happy man. You probably die the next day just because you're
Right.
at so peace. You found so
Well,
much
that's what he
peace
said.
within all of
That's
that.
what he said just from seeing Joseph. He's like, I can die now. I can die happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was such a sad man.
He said it, and there's a couple of times in there where he said that in his days that there was much evil and that he had to go through a lot in those ways, that
Yeah, to get that old.
it stood out to me. It stood out to me with how he framed it, where he's like there was a lot there, and like he's sad, and like with it. I mean, for the longest time, he thought his son was dead.
Yep.
Thought he was dead, gone. And then to find out that he's actually like exceeding out here in Egypt, and he created a way for everybody to survive a famine that would have otherwise eliminated an entire segment of people. Like the fact that Joseph was the one to guide everybody through that was no chance at all. And like this story holds precedent too. It's a historical thing as well. So I mean, to even kind of, it's laughable to think that there isn't divine presence and divine authority that happens throughout the Bible, especially when it's corroborated stuff. It's stuff that's been it's it's so written about and it's so told about. It's been passed down, and it's not just one book that has said these things either. There's other texts that surround the stuff that didn't make it in the Bible that corroborate these things, these events. And I mean, how awesome. How awesome is that?
Right.
You get like the proof of God and how he has worked through people to bring us to where we are today, and to kind of give us an idea of why we're here and the reason things are the way they are today. It makes you kind of like history as a class in school, and it still leaves questions in your mind, and you don't really understand the world the way it is today. But you read the Bible, and then you look around at what's going on today, and it makes 1,000 times more sense.
For real.
It makes all of the sense.
Yep.
And you get the actual story of it. And not only that, but like the reasons behind it. And it's not just the people and what the people did that's the reasons behind it. You get to see how God led it through the people. And it's freaking awesome. It's what an incredible resource as people to have.
For real.
Truly.
So, spoiler alert, this is our last chapter of Genesis.
Wow.
Oh no, we got
We're
two.
almost there,
We got
guys.
2 more chapters of Genesis. So I'll take
Two
over.
more. Okay.
I'll take over and we'll end it there. I was gonna say, you finish up this and then I'll do Exodus, but we'll probably just end here. Little short Bible episode this time, guys.
That's all right. It's not too bad. We'll finish up Genesis, and that'll be concise and nice. We'll have finally
Concise
a,
and
a
nice.
full book.
Fuck
We're gonna have
yeah.
a full book done, dude. It's
Yep.
freaking awesome.
And Jacob called into his sons and said, "Gather yourselves together, and I may tell you that which shall be befall you in the last days." Oh, this is funny. I wonder. We'll get to it. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, Thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength and excellence of dignity and excellency of power. Unstable as water, he calls him unstable. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel. Ooh, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. So he's saying because you fucked my concubine, you're not gonna have that great of a life, really, to be honest. He's like, you're unstable. You banged my wife. No blessings for you, basically.
Yeah.
Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitions, which my Bible translates to their swords and weapons of violence. So Simeon and Levi,
They're like warriors.
seemingly. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly mine honor. Be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall.
A wall. So that's crazy too.
Their self-will is translated to self-destruction. So I don't remember hearing who Simeon and Levi killed. What? Oh, it was.
Yeah, I don't either.
Was it the prince that the sister?
I don't know, because they killed a whole town over that.
Right, and digged down a wall.
Maybe. Yeah, so maybe that is what this is about.
My soul,
I mean, that was pretty bad. I remember.
O my soul, come not thou into their secret. What is their secret, though? Unto their assembly mine honor. Be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man. I don't know. Yeah,
that to me, that it feels kind of exactly what you were saying, though.
Meh.
It really does.
Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. So probably like super of the tightest brothers. And he's like, yeah, you guys don't get to hang no more.
You can't be together. You got to be separated, because look what you did together. Like, he did it for a purpose, because together they're cruel, and they killed a man.
Right.
They like cruelly in their anger they killed a man.
Mm-hmm. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies, or in the neck. Thy father's children, thy father's children shall bow down before thee. So he's putting Judah up above the rest of his brothers. Yep. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice of vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. So, that's a lot. So
that's weird.
He's putting Judah above, but also saying he's going to be a drunk.
A drunk. But his teeth are going to be white. Like, he's going to have great teeth.
So once Shiloh come, he's going to lose his power and become a drunk. So we got to look out for Shiloh. Zebulun shall dwell in the haven of the sea, and he shall be for an haven of of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Iscatar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens, and he saw the rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulders to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
So Issachar is he's like shouldering a lot. Like he's tasked with kind of holding the weight of the world on him between two burdens. So there's two uh uh people on either side of him, or maybe even two tribes, or two there's two circumstances on either side of him, and he's strong, so he's shouldering both of them. And when he saw the rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. So he's doing it for his own self, really. Like,
It seems like he's
or
doing it for other people, like attributing himself for other people.
yes,
Maybe
but like
maybe like
I didn't
over
mean to like
like
himself,
over
but like
tributing. I think he's over tributing himself for the sake of other people is what that's
yes,
saying.
yes, but it's like who he is.
Right.
Like
Because
he's that guy.
yeah. Huh. And we just skipped right over Zebulon. Sorry. Zebulon is just going to be a pirate, seemingly. This short little thing about shall dwell in the haven of the sea, shall be an haven of ships, and borders shall be unto Zidon. So he's just going to
He's
live
like a fishing guy. He's a merchant.
Yeah, going to live in the sea and take maybe some shoreline, but that's about it.
I kind of like that. That
Right.
sounds like an awesome like future right there.
Right. Oh yeah.
Dan.
Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder to the path, that biteth the horse's heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. So Dan, I've heard things about Dan, and it kind of comes from this line saying, Dan shall be a serpent. It's like basically saying Dan's going to be evil as hell. And so you follow the Danites up and around the coastline because they're also sailors. And they became like the Vikings.
Yeah,
is my understanding.
Okay, yes. Because I was thinking the same thing while you were reading it.
Because they become
so how does this
the
fit
Danes.
with the Vikings?
Like the Danes become the Danes, and the Danes are like that Norwegian Viking area. I'm not super familiar with this. You can tell by how I'm describing it, but
so the Vikings though, right? Their lore, their like pantheon, is like you got Jormungandr, who is a serpent. He's like the world serpent that is in the seas, and that made me think of that. But also just in the fact that like he's an adder in the path, the Dans. They will be an adder in the path. What are the paths moving through the through that region? It's the waterways, right? And the Vikings were insane with that, and they would pretty much along the paths, those waterways, they were taking, pillaging, they were stealing from other ships and whatnot. That biteth the horse's heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. And they literally were like a force that was stopping so many. They stopped so many, the Vikings did.
Yeah.
Like empires that would have stormed over and taken over everything. The Vikings would come through, and nobody could stop them, and it would halt them. And they would fall backward from it. Like it to me, I don't know, it does. It makes sense, but I don't truly have the firsthand sources for how people came to that conclusion, with other than it's a language thing, right? So you got the Danish, and the tribe of Dan.
Well, there's seemingly also like a trackable path. Like when I've seen people talk about it, it seems like this path the Danites took does lead them up to where the Danes are. So there is seemingly some historical reference somewhere. Again, I'm not
I
familiar,
want that so
but
bad.
there
I want
is
that map and like the sources and everything. I would love to have like a book or even a map just on my wall of what happened to the
of where
tribes after
everybody
this.
went. I do. It's in the back of
Yeah.
my Bible. I sent it to you. I sent you all the pictures in the back of my Bible, and it shows where all these people went.
I think I do remember seeing some of that.
I'm gonna throw that up right here. Just
Yeah.
I try to
Yeah.
mention what I'm throwing up for the audio listeners because I know I only put things up few and far between. So I need like a little audio cue, like a boop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna
No,
dig it.
it's interesting though, man. Super interesting.
Yeah,
We're on 18, by the way.
19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at last. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties?
Yeah,
Royal
dainties.
dainties. Okay. He's going to get some royal women, I'm guessing. That's,
That maybe it has to be
yeah, I don't know. Naphtali is a hide, a
a
beautiful
hind.
hind, which is
That's like a dog, like a hound, right?
no, it translates to doe. Let,
Huh.
let loose, he giveth goodly words, beautiful words. Weird. Naphtali is a doe. Let loose. Oh, a doe let loose would be kind of crazy, I'm guessing.
Thought a hind was a dog.
Mine is translating it to doe.
Huh.
Joseph is a fruitful bow. Bow. Even
Bah.
a fruitful bow by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him, and shot at him, and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breasts and of the womb, and blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Wow.
Yeah, this is deep stuff, dude. This is deep stuff at the end of Genesis here.
Well,
like
that was all for Joseph, and that makes sense because
yes.
Joseph is now providing for everybody. So he's like, Joseph is fucking good because God is taking care of him for the rest of time.
Yeah. And so in parentheses there, the from thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. The stone is kind of like the what have we learned with Jesus, you know, just from stuff that people have heard. It's like the foundation. If you set your foundation on sand, it won't last. But if you set your foundation on stone, then you will be able to build a lasting home there. And so he's the stone of Israel, and from thence is the shepherd. So and what are shepherds? Shepherds are, they lead people, they lead their flock. And the stone of Israel
It's just
is
saying
just the
he's
foundation.
He's saying is the leader and the foundation.
Yes, upon him. So of him, with Jacob. And I mean, if modern day Jews, they hearken to to Joseph quite frequently.
Yeah.
And so I mean, he's kind of the center. He's like the a pillar for all of it. And it makes sense just based on the fact that if he didn't do what he did in Egypt, if he wasn't guided by God, then none of this, we wouldn't even be talking this right now.
Well, yeah, he seems to be walking the straightest path, which is that the one that the Lord is providing for him. You know?
Yep.
And so,
And that everyone after him is owed to.
And like, he's taking nothing from his blessings. He's taking just what he needs, just what God provides for him, and everything else is for everybody else.
Yep.
Which is how everybody should be doing it. Like I said, give as much as you can for as many as you can. Like, that's what we ought to do with our things, our plenty. We should give it. But nobody does. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. Wow. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Well, let me do Benjamin real quick, if that's all Benjamin gets. So, raven, is that right? Raven as a wolf?
Shall raven as a wolf.
Like ravenous? Ravenous?
Like ravenous, yeah. So he's going to be hungry. He shall be hungry as a wolf. In the morning he will devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
Like, what the fuck is that?
He's a go-getter. He's a go-getter, and he takes what he wants, and he divides what he gets among...
What if it's actually like...
the people.
Out of Benjamin, we're legit going to get a line of werewolves. That's where the werewolves come from. They come from Benjamin.
Dude, I'm not even against that.
I don't believe that at all whatsoever. I'm just
no, me either. But
for...
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
That's a cool freaking thought.
All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is that their father spake unto them and blessed them. Everyone according to his blessing he blessed them. And he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron Ephron the Hittite. So wherever this cave, it's got to be able to be found. There's no way they haven't found it yet.
Yeah, the burying place of all of the Abraham's lineage.
Right. And like, apparently it was a big deal to find the burying place of Nimrod. So
yeah,
this would probably have some significant, something, I don't know. In the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abram had bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah his wife, and there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth. And when Jacob had made an end of commending his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed, and yielded up the ghost, and was gathered unto his people.
He just died right after that. That's what I mean by you are so complete as a being.
And they're so old.
To the point he's at. Yeah.
They're so fucking old. They can tell. Yeah. They know. They're like, this is it. I've been fucking...
It's not even...
I've been over 100.
They can tell.
Bro, you've been over 100 for 30 years. You know what it's like to be old, and you feel it. You feel like, all right, now it's finally time. It's finally time to die. Maybe it is a completion thing. You might be right.
I think it's them being like, I'm ready, and they die. Like, they just die. Like, they're ready for it. They're so there. Like, there are old people even today that get to that point.
I don't remember that completion.
They just know that it's time to die.
Anybody else. Like, I don't remember Isaac getting that sort of completion or Abraham getting that sort of completion. Like, yeah, it's happening for Jacob. He's getting to see all his family.
Yeah. Like, he actually had, like, a real full circle and like a seeing of the fruits bared. But
it's like, if it was a completion thing, he would have died when he saw Joseph at first, not lived through the rest of the famine. He wouldn't have lived through that whole famine and then died. He would have just died.
I don't know. I don't think it was that complete then, you know? It
More
wasn't.
more family needed to be born. Something.
Yeah. And like to make sure that everyone was good. Like everybody's good now. We're moving forward. We're moving on.
Yeah, I'm not on board with your completion thing. I think they
I
can
am.
tell. I think they've just been old for so long. They know what death feels like when it's coming. Or maybe like you can just turn off the switch. You're like, all right, I'm done. Bye, guys.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like you're done. You're good. Like I've done it. I've said my last words. Everybody's good. I gave my blessings, and
I'm gonna stop
everything's
trying.
good. I'm turning my heart off, and I'm
Yeah,
going to
like
God.
you know how we just automatically breathe and our heart beats and like
Yeah,
we operate our body. You get to be that old. You have to like think about beating your heart. You have to think about
yeah.
pumping your blood and fucking transferring oxygen onto
Stop.
blood vessels. Like you have to consciously try to live. So like once you give up that effort, you just die.
I think the giving up of the effort is probably the realistic idea there. Like it's like a not just a give up at that point though. I
Yeah.
feel like for a lot of people, they don't want to die. They don't want to.
Oh, so
But
many
like when
people.
you
That's
get
so
of that
sad. Is so many
age,
people do, Tommy.
well, I mean, when you're at the end of your life and maybe you didn't do as much as maybe Jacob did. If you did what Jacob did and you get to the end of your life, you're ready for it. And not only ready, you're at peace with it and it's like I think you have the ability to turn your freaking heart off right then and there if you get to that point. I really do. I truly do. Because
Yeah,
there's old people that do that today. They just know and they're ready and they lay down and they say their goodbyes to people and then they are done.
my
They
mom.
don't wake up again.
My mom turned like. I'm not gonna say my mom's age. That'd be offensive. She was like, "When I die, I'm just gonna walk off into the woods and die like an animal."
Yeah, that's wild.
And I'm like, eh. I think it was like the Native Americans, you know, like the elderly. They just take like one final trip out into the woods and never come back. Go be one with nature.
I mean, if
Go,
that's your
go get,
thing.
go get eaten by something.
See, I don't know. I'm getting the vibes now that I just want to be buried. I think
Yeah.
I just want to be buried like everybody. I don't want to get burned because I feel like
Don't want to get burned.
if we do come back to our bodies, you know, like at the end of the age when Jesus comes back and all that, I don't want to be burned. I want to have the body then.
Do you think that that means you don't have enough faith in God to restore your body?
Well, I just want to do the thing that I feel like is told to do. Like I don't think that you're
What
supposed
is
to burn your
told? Is
body.
burial ever described in here by God? Does God ever
I
tell you how
mean,
to bury?
they're
I think he
burying
does
their
in
dead.
Leviticus. Actually, when we get to Leviticus, he might actually lay out how to bury people.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't really think there's any right or wrong way. Like I know
I think
there is a talk of like you coming back in your body, but like even if your body's buried, your body's gonna be decrepit too. There will be
yeah.
like a restoration factor, so
Yes,
you could certainly be
100%.
restored from ash, even if you have no
I
body, or even if you have no
think
ash.
that cremation is kind of like a pagan thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like that's more of a pagan rite, and that's why I don't really agree with it personally. Like whoever do whatever you want with your body. I don't care. But for me personally, I don't want to do it. I want to get buried. And I don't even care necessarily if I'm buried in a casket. Just like toss me in the dirt. Just bury my body.
I
And then boom. I'll
I
come back like a zombie.
when I was a kid, I was saying we should just get a family well, and then when everybody gets cremated, you pour your ashes in the well.
And drink from it.
No, you don't have to drink
Dude.
from it.
Holy crap, dude. That's the craziest thing I've
I didn't mean drink from it. Just
I
have
know,
a
I
place
know,
to
but
pour.
that thought
I don't
just
know why I
ruined
thought it
me.
was good when I was a kid. All right, chapter 50. And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Israel. And 40 days were fulfilled for him, and so are fulfilled the days for those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days. Wow.
Whoa. That's 70 days.
3 scores. And 10. Okay, 10. Sorry.
That's crazy.
And
70 days of mourning, bro.
yeah. And
Wow.
when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, if now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, my father made me swear, saying, lo, I die in my grave which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan. There shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again. The Pharaoh said, go up and bury thy father according as he made thee swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt. Wow. And
That's crazy, dude. No, that is crazy, right? Because that's the first time I think foreigners have been introduced to the burying land of the Abrahams, like the Abrahamic people.
I don't know if that's so
right?
significant. It was somebody
I
else.
think it is
It
because
was somebody
Egypt, they
else's
might
land to
have
begin
someone.
with.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Like
bro,
that
the
burying place.
Egyptians.
That burying place is just a piece of somebody else's land that they bought. What I think is
Yeah.
significant here is that all of these people are coming with them. Like the shepherds were abominations, remember? Like
Yeah.
this type of person was looked way down upon by the Egyptians. And now here
Yeah.
everybody is coming. They just mourned him for over a month. Everybody's coming with Joseph to bury him, the spot where he wants him to be buried. Like they had a lot of respect for this man. And
I think that it's mostly because of Joseph, though,
well,
because
yeah,
Pharaoh likes Joseph.
yeah.
And like the way that Pharaoh or Joseph even like petitioned Pharaoh for this, it almost sounded like he was like kind of worried.
It's respect
Like,
for God.
I beg you, let me go and do this thing because he's got this place that I need to. Now,
Well, yeah, because
therefore,
he's
let
got a
me go
job.
up. I pray thee.
He's got a job to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. And then Pharaoh's like, okay, you can go, but I'm gonna send you all these people of my people to go with you. And
Mm.
so it's like, what if one of them was like tasked with like, let me know where this place is. And like somewhere in Egypt, there's a scroll from Pharaoh's time from someone who was like, yes, this is where the burying place is. And like, I feel like if I was Pharaoh and I was like, I would never fully give it to Joseph. There would always be like I am the Pharaoh, and like you'd always kind of be on edge with like that person taking over. So then you would always want like that little bit of dirt. You'd always want that little bit of something.
I don't see
And
it as
like he
so
sent all those
nefarious.
people with him.
Like, what's it
I don't
matter
think
that he
it's
knows the location?
nefarious. It's like dirt.
I guess
Because
so.
that's a sacred
Like,
place.
yeah, if Joseph ever turned on him, but like
He could be like, I'm gonna go destroy and desecrate
nothing,
your
nothing of the sort
people's
ever
land.
comes back up. Like it never matters.
I know. But that's what it makes me like. I'm wondering if there's a scroll somewhere. I'm wondering.
My thing is like it speaks to the belief in God. So like even though it's an outside God, they still are like, yeah, we'll do your burying ritual. Like we'll mourn for 70 days over. Like Pharaoh took the blessing of Jacob.
Joseph.
No, Jacob blessed Pharaoh.
Oh yeah.
So like you gotta have some sort of faith. And then like we talked about in our deities episode, go check out our deities episode.
Yeah.
That Amun-Ra seems to be an explanation for what happens in Exodus later on. So they do kind of acknowledge the existence of this Hebrew God. They just call it their own stuff.
Yeah.
You remember where I was?
Go. So we went to 6, and then go to 7. I think 7 is where you're at.
And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went all the servants of Pharaoh and the elders of the house and all the elders of the land of Egypt. Read that one. And all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him before chariots and horsemen.
Both chariots.
Both chariots and horsemen. And it was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan. And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days. So here's now 77 days of mourning.
Yeah.
And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning of the floor of Atad, they said, "This is a grievous mourning." So it's not just a mourning, it's a ceremony. He says this is a solemn ceremony to the Egyptians, wherefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan. And his sons did unto them according as he commanded them. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for a possession of a burying place for Ephron the Hittite before Mamre. And Joseph returned into Egypt, he and his brethren, and all that went with him, to bury his father after he had buried his father. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, "Joseph will peradventure hate us, and will certainly require us all the evil which we did unto him." So they're expecting payback. And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, "Thy father did command before he died, saying, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren, and their sin, for they did unto thee evil. And now, we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of thy father." And Joseph wept when they spake unto him.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Did
I don't know.
Did Dad actually say that, or are they
know.
like?
Right. I don't know if he actually did or if they're just trying to bargain for themselves.
Yeah, dude.
And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, "Behold, we be thy servants." And Joseph said unto them, "Fear not, for am I in the place of God? But as for you, see, Joseph is so great every time. He's like, dude, you're not my servants. Be God's servants. Like, aren't you getting it? Like, why don't they get it?
Yeah, literally, he's not understanding them. He's like, you guys, come on.
They're not understanding him.
Yeah.
But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto you good, or it meant unto good. Sorry, let me read that again. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now therefore, fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them, and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house, and Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw 110. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation, the children also of Machir, the sons of Manasseh, were brought up unto Joseph's knees. And Joseph said unto his brothers, I die, and God will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he went up in a coffin in Egypt. And they put him in a coffin in Egypt. He doesn't stay there, though, because I'm pretty sure they do take him when they leave. I'm not positive, though. So
we did it, folks.
Now we're on Exodus, finally.
Yeah.
I'm done with Genesis. You know, I read the Bible like 3 or 4 times when I was younger, and I only ever got like so far into Exodus. I hit like when I was a kid, I just never finished Exodus. And now recently as an adult, let me see. I am only up to Joshua 15 is where I'm at now. So like I haven't read much of the Bible, but this is the furthest I've ever gotten. I've given it a few tries in the past. We gonna finish it here on the Shepherd's Pie podcast, folks.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Like and follow and subscribe so you don't miss another one. Read the freaking Bible with us. This is great. It's getting better.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Genesis is rough, but like there's other rough parts. Don't get me wrong. There's other rough parts.
Oh yeah.
But as the Bible goes on, it's just full of great stories. So
fantastic stories.
Join us to hear a couple of goofballs just talk crazy nonsense about it. And we love you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're gonna read it. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna make jokes. We got other stuff too, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, please. We need it. We need some help.
Yeah, come check us out. Come join us on our little journey here as we make it through the Bible and make it through this crazy thing we're calling a world nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Might have some stuff for you that you could use, and you might have some words for us that we might need. So let's stick it out together. Let's do this thing, guys. Much love.
Much love. See you on the next one.
Peace.